it will remain this way for the years to come. February 1st, 2020. A young Lamar Jackson walks onto the stage. All cameras focused on him as he walks up to receive an award that had his name on it since week 10. After throwing for 3,127 yards, 36 touchdowns, and adding another 1,206 yards and another 7 touchdowns on the ground, Lamar had cemented himself as a star in a league that had degraded him since the day he was drafted. However, on that day in history, the NFL as we knew it changed overnight. This is a chart showing the average carries that a team makes per game. At first glance, it's almost as if the NFL has remained the same for the last 20 years or so. However, when we take a deeper dive into the rushing shares across the NFL, we can see that quarterbacks take up a much larger share than they have in the past. And with the run game still prominent in today's NFL, how did this lead to running backs like Saquon Barkley not even cracking the top 100 in salary in the NFL? The answer to that question, ironically, is money. If you were to ask a GM if they would rather have a running back like Tony Pollard or Christian McCaffrey, the answer 10 times out of 10 would be McCaffrey. However, due to McCaffrey being one of the best running backs in the league, you'd have to pay him as such, which would set you back around $20 million or so. That's why teams have started to utilize dual back systems, which is when there is a shared load of carries. For example, the Lions in 2023 partnered the rookie Jahmyr Gibbs and veteran David Montgomery, where they combined for 1,955 yards and 23 touchdowns. This was enough to make the backfield 4th in combined yards as well as tied for 1st in touchdowns. This level of output, while only costing about 1/10 of McCaffrey's salary in 2024, is what is leading GMs away from paying running backs, and while the running back market is regressing, the hard hits that running backs take only become costlier. So you're a running back signed to a $20 million a year contract. Now what? Well, you're expected to day in and day out move the ball through small gaps of space in the line for about 280 times a season and not get injured. It is also no secret that the more you touch the ball in a game, the more susceptible you are to getting hit by the opposing team. In 2023, only 4 out of the top 10 running backs in yards played all 17 games of the season. The stacking of these injuries, especially as running backs approach the dreaded contract renewal at the age of 26, leads many GMs skeptical of giving these veteran running backs the contracts and money that their play should deserve. But why would teams pass up on these proven backs and go through trying to develop younger backs? Not even 30 years ago, running backs like Herschel Walker and LaDainian Tomlinson were causing havoc for opposing defenses. But times have changed drastically in 2023. For the first time since 1990, there wasn't a single running back who eclipsed the 300 carry mark. A mark that was commonly hit every season 20 years ago wasn't even touched. This pivot away from the bell cow has also largely been amplified by the introduction of quarterbacks like Lamar Jackson as well as Jalen Hurts and Josh Allen. When these quarterbacks introduce a mobile component into the game, teams are often forced to rush in a contained pattern to create a pocket that the quarterback cannot run out of. However, the drawback of this scheme is that it gives the quarterback a lot more time in the pocket when compared with a standard blitz. In 2023 alone, mobile quarterbacks like Justin Fields, Lamar Jackson, and Jalen Hurts ranked among the top in pocket time, while even sneaky dual threats like Mahomes and Purdy were among the top in the league. Defenses are so worried about these quarterbacks getting outside the pocket that they would rather give the quarterback nearly half a second more to make a decision than let them move defenses with their legs. This especially comes to an effect in the red zone, where a quick run pass option play, when the quarterback quickly scans the field to make the decision to run or pass the ball, can cause chaos with the defense. For example, this play here. The Ravens line up with a running back and a fullback in the backfield. Normally, because it's 1st and goal, this offensive set is a run play, so the Dolphins decide to blitz. And instead of panicking under pressure, Lamar knows his tight end, Isaiah Likely, will be open on a little drag route after the fake on the RPO. Another example of an option play being used is here against the Lions. It's 4th and 1, inside the Lions' 10. The average play here is to have the fullback or running back just jam it up the middle and fight for that yard. But the Ravens are smarter than that, and instead use this tendency to bait the Lions into cheating on the handoff up the middle, while Lamar fakes the handoff and just glides to the edge untouched for the touchdown. This influx of mobile quarterbacks has greatly expanded the role of the quarterback in the red zone from merely just a pocket presence to an elusive weapon that can make defenses pay for not being aggressive enough. This also allows teams to utilize an average back while then using extra cap space on better investments such as more O-line or paying their franchise QB. While the running back is still a key in many modern offenses, this simple influx of new running back talent on cheaper deals, as well as the renewed CBA not getting rid of the franchise tag, has widely led to the NFL not paying running backs, and as long as you see quarterbacks still performing on the ground and offense still putting up numbers as a pass-first offense, It is a trend that will likely see running backs continue to retire much earlier.